Hi, loves. Welcome to the Love Letters from Your Higher Self podcast. I'm so happy to have you here, and it's been my desire for a while to start a separate podcast with pick a card readings. I have one in Russian, and now I have one in English. And I'm excited actually, because this is the love that this is the work that I love to do. This is the love that I love to work. And today's reading is gonna be short. Oh, and I forgot to pull a few cards. Like, usually for my Russian podcast, I use, since it's podcast, and you can't look at cards and you can't connect to them through looking at them, I use my Lenormand Oracle as like the cards that help you pick your pile. And I forgot to do this now. I already picked cards for the reading for 3 piles. And so now I will share with you how you can choose which pile is yours. So for pile number 1, the card is men or king, but like in my deck it's men, although he wears a crown, so king can be too. Or number 28, by the way. Number 28. Okay, for pile number 2, let me shuffle. For pile number 2, it's gonna be mice, or number 23. I will repeat, don't worry. And for pile number 3, the card is... hold on. I pulled a card and then I had a feeling that I pulled the wrong card. So I decided to shuffle again. Okay, there are 2 cards actually. Lilies and a child. Lilies and a child. For pile 3. We'll keep it. Okay, we'll keep 2 of them. Okay, so pile 1, men. The king, whatever. King or man. Pile 2, mice. Pile 3, lilies or a child. And numbers. For pile 1, 28, if you connect more with numbers. Pile 1, 28. Pile 2, 23. Pile 3, 30 or 13. And I already know which pile will be for me based on the numbers. Okay, so the questions will be, like, the name of the reading, I'm thinking, I didn't come up with the name yet, but I'm thinking it's gonna be something like, what do you need to know right now? And I just pulled 1 card for each question. There will be 3 questions, so it will be a very short reading. So the first question will be, what are you going through right now? The second question will be, what are you forgetting? Like, what are you forgetting? That maybe will help you to deal with what you're going through, but you're forgetting about yourself maybe. And the third question will be like just the message from the divine, message from your higher self. So, and all the timestamps will be in the show notes. So if, like, we will start with pile 1, and if you chose pile 2 or pile 3, check the show notes. There will be timestamps. Okay, let's start with pile number 1. Okay, pile number 1. I said okay. Okay, pile number 1. Your card, like, that help you choose. How is it called? Defined card. I need to check that word. Okay, the card that helped you picked was man or king, and the number was 28. And so here's the message for you. The first thing that we want to look at is, what are you going through right now? What's going on in your life? And it's 3 of Swords. It's broken heart. It's sadness. You're sad about something. You are spending so much time deep in your thoughts. You're maybe choosing between what your heart desires and what you should do, and this making you sad. and like there's something going on. You're sad, you're upset about something, and I want to pull extra cards actually, and like we could expect this, right? Because like this is what I always do. So hold on, I will shuffle another deck and we will get clarity on what are you sad about. What are you sad about? You think that you can't be as free as you want to be. There is an illusion, and like I feel it, like I hear it when I say it. There is an illusion. It's an illusion. It's an illusion that you're not free. But I'm not saying that you're lying to yourself. I'm just saying that like what you're going through is hard for you. And like this is why it feels so bad. It feels so sad because like yes, it's an illusion, but it's an illusion that like you feel connected with, and this is like, you have a right to feel the way you feel, and but just know, for now you need to just know that it's an illusion. And I feel like, why are my cards, half of my cards are upside down? I usually don't do readings on the cards that are reverse, but like it's interesting that I was shuffling the deck and all the cards there are upside down except the one that I pulled, because now I'm checking all the deck and it's not upside down, and the only card that I guess was upside down, I mean like, yeah, the only card was the one that I pulled, or I don't know, it just, I don't know how this happened. But I wanted to pull a few more, and but actually, like I said, that it's going to be a short reading, and what you're going through right now is this, this hurt feelings, this sadness, this processing, this being in between, like having to choose and feeling so heavy inside because you can't choose what you want, or you feel like, and you probably know. Also, I want to say that I feel that you know that it's an illusion, but it's an illusion that is like painful to let go of, and it's okay. You feel like you are bound. Is this how you say it? Bound? Tied. Probably tied is the word that I'm looking for. You feel that you're tied, that your hands are tied, and you can't go where you really want to go, and like you're praying for it to be easier. You maybe set intentions like to receive guidance on how it can be easier, right? And the next thing that we'll look at is, I want to say here, and like this is what I usually do in my readings, that like the card that like the first card, what's it, I need the identifier, right? The identifier card, what's it called? I freaking don't know. The card that helps you choose. I see here that like it was a strong message that it's an illusion. It's an illusion that it's hard. And you know that you need to follow your heart. You know that like you have to. You know that even without me. And this card that I'm looking at now, that was your identifier. Let's just pretend that it's the word identify, even if it's not. You know what I mean? It's the card that helped you choose. It shows you that like actually you are the king of your life, even if you're a queen. It's not about gender. It's about this masculine energy, this like you are the plan. You set standards for yourself. You get to choose, and you not only get to choose that like there's this choice in front of you that is either or, and you get to choose your heart, for example. You also get to choose what's gonna happen next, and how your life will unfold, and what it will mean for you. And you're forgetting about this. And I didn't even open the card that was like the answer to the next question. And the next question was, what are you forgetting? And I'm already receiving this message that you are choosing. You get to say what's happened next. And let's look at the card. What are you forgetting in all of this drama? Well, actually, now looking at the card, what you're forgetting is that all is well. All is well, you're abundant, and you will be abundant no matter what. It's King of Pentacles, it's abundance, it's peace, it's quiet, it's material, success, material abundance. And I want to say that what you're forgetting is that, like, this drama that's happening inside of you maybe distracts you from noticing that all is well in your life, and no matter what you choose, you're safe. And this choice is not the choice of life and death. Maybe your scared mind tells you that it is so, but it's not. And this is what you're forgetting, that actually all is well. And I want to pull a card from a different deck to clarify that. What are you forgetting? What are you forgetting, and what you need to remember while you are dealing with what you're dealing with is, you cannot choose. You can, the message that I'm receiving is that, there is a hard choice that you're trying to make, and you don't have to. You're forgetting that all is well in your life, and you can take your time, and you cannot choose if you don't like either of the options. If it's a hard choice for you, look at what's making it hard. Maybe you don't like either options. Maybe you want to manifest the third option that will be is better for you, and that will feel better, and that will feel like 100% clarity, on what you're choosing for yourself. And maybe do that. And you don't have to choose if you don't want to right now. And if you are feeling this, if you're feeling this, you're, you don't have enough time, it's still scarcity mindset around time. Because nothing serious is going on anyway, as Abraham Hicks say, right? And you can let go. You can wait. You can go and spend time in meditation or journaling, or just distract yourself somehow, and set an intention to receive guidance on what are the better options. Maybe you're not ready to decide right now and make a choice because you don't like what you're choosing from, and maybe you want something else. And maybe you need to journal about this. What would be a better option for you that you would be like, okay, yes, definitely, 100%, now I'm doing this. Oh my God, this is such a good message. Holy shit, this is such a good message for me too. Oh my goodness, I love it. I'm so happy I'm doing this. This is the first episode. I'm recording this first episode from my podcast for with pick a card readings, and I'm already so excited I'm doing this because it's a full yes in my body. Because the messages I receive, every message that I receive for you guys, for each pile, has some treasure hidden in there for me. And I hope it's it feels like treasure now for you too. Journal about what would be the circumstances, what this choice needs to be for you to be okay, now it's hell yes, fuck yes, or absolute yes, just yes, divine yes, whatever. And it's about, paying attention to yourself. I recorded an episode just before I started recording this one. I recorded an episode for my Joyous to Be podcast where we talked about this, that explore yourself, explore what's going on inside of you, and be curious. And when you remove judgment, and when you start being curious about what's going on inside of you, this is when your inner child opens her heart for you, and this is when you start seeing clearly what's going on, and you get to choose where to go from there, and what move to make. And so what you're forgetting is that you don't have to choose. And everything is okay, and maybe get back to the gratitude practice, daily gratitude practice, and it will help you to, ground yourself in this understanding that all is well. And like, if you feel like you need to choose right now, you need to make a decision right now, it's a lie. No one is pushing you into it. You have all the time in the world. Take your time and pay attention to what's going on inside of you, because like, it will help you to make decision faster when you give yourself all the time that you need. This is what usually happens. We know that, right? Like, when you feel this scarcity mindset around, like, when you feel scarcity mindset, when you feel scarce around time, it makes things harder. But when you give yourself all the time in the world, all the time that you need, you relax and you start hearing yourself clearly, because your mind comes down. And this is what helps you to make your decision faster, because you want to make it faster. I get it. But you're forgetting that all is well. You're forgetting that you're abundant either way, no matter what you choose. You're abundant because, like, you're worthy of abundance. You were born worthy of abundance. And you can choose the option number 3, and you can create this option number 3 for yourself, and then choose it. You are that free, and you are that capable and that powerful, and that loved, that much loved. And now, question number 3 is just the reminder from your higher self, just what you need to know. And what you need to know is that, I don't get it. It's 2 of Pentacles, and I want to say that this card doesn't resonate with me here, because it's like, focus on the choice that you have in front of you. Don't look at the bigger picture. And it makes sense now when I'm talking to you about this. It makes sense. You're making it harder for you to choose because you see it as life and death matter, and it's not. So if you take away everything that you think it would mean when you choose this or that, and just choose whatever you're choosing from, without this story that you created around both things, or like, if it's more than 2, then like around all the things. You have the stories about what it would mean for you if you choose this, and how your life will go from there, and what it would mean about you and for you, and for your whole life after you make this choice. You're making it so hard because of this, when the reality is that it's just a story. It doesn't have to be this way. And like I said, you are the king, meaning you decide what's gonna happen next. You can rewrite your whole story, and you can say, okay, I'm choosing this, and here's what it's gonna mean, and here's what's gonna happen next. Because you decide, because you create. And just choose between the things that you're choosing between, based on what's fun for you and what's fun in the moment, maybe, without attaching this whole long story about what it would mean about you and for your whole life from now on. And just focus on those exact things that you're choosing from. It will make it easier for you. And I also want to add pull additional card as a message from your higher self. And like, is there something else that will help pile number 1 to gain clarity around this situation? Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You don't have to choose anything if it feels uncomfortable. Your inner peace comes first. And if you can't make a decision right now because you don't feel peaceful inside, it's a sign for you that you need to take care of yourself. You need to regulate your nervous system. You need to heal the triggers if there are any triggers. And you need to come back to a place where you feel taken care of, comforted, like all is well, and no matter what you choose, it's going to be well because you're loved deeply and guided and adored. And from that point, what do you want to do? Get back to that place first. Feel that you're taken care of. Feel this inner peace inside first, and then what you want to do. And don't scare yourself with this scary stories, just look at what you're choosing from, and don't forget that you get to decide. You get to write all of it. You get to decide. You get to create or come up with option number 3, and choose that. Or you get to choose option number 1 or option number 2, and then decide what's going to happen next and what it would mean. And you get to rewrite all your scary stories in your mind. This is so beautiful. Oh my God, I love this message for you. And that's all I wanted to say. Pile number 1. Again, did you hear me? I said that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. Jesus Christ, that's all I wanted to say. Pile number 1, thank you so much for choosing my podcast to help you get clarity on whatever you wanted to get clarity on. I appreciate you so much. I want to remind you and tell you that I have a podcast called Joyous to Be, where I do collective readings and just share, my wisdom, my knowledge, my stories. If you feel called, I would be happy to see you there as my listener, to have you there, as my listener. And I will see you, I will talk to you next time. And also, if you feel called to connect, to share what resonated with you in my message, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. I am at Dasha Thanks, and all the links will be in the show notes. And I love you, and I will talk to you next time. Kisses, bye. And let's go pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2, your identifying card. I checked. I struggled with this word when I was doing a reading for pile number 1, because it was like, what's it called? Identifier. What's... And I was calling it the card that helped you choose. And now I checked it in the dictionary. It's called identifying card, right? I think so. Okay, so your identifying card, the card that helped you choose, was mice or number 23 in Lenormand Oracle. And I'm not going to read this card yet, but usually in the middle of the reading, I get clarity on why this card was your card, why it was your identifying card, and it has some message within it too. But the first thing that we are going to look at is what you're going through right now, what's happening in your life. And it feels like a new beginning, and it feels like you maybe was betrayed by someone. You maybe felt exhausted and tired and you needed rest. And maybe you are in this phase right now where you're still living through it. You are healing from someone's betrayal. You are finding this inner power. You're in the process of finding this inner power within you, inner strength that will help you to get up, but you have this will to get up. This is what's significant about your situation, is that you have this will to get up, and you're looking for what will help you. You're looking for practices, knowledge, something, signs maybe, that will help you to get up, because you feel like you want to, but you maybe don't feel like you have something to rely on. You need some foundation, maybe some fundamental knowledge that you miss, or you feel like you miss, that will help you to get up. Maybe you need a reminder of your inner power, of your values, of your principles, that will help you to get up, but you want to get up. And like what you live through is heavy, is hard, and like I'm so sorry this happened to you. And at the same time, it's like you probably saw it coming, and like you were living through this traumatic experience with knowing that like um you know what led to it, like you expected it, you knew it, you felt it coming. This is what I wanted to say. You felt it coming, you saw it coming. And this is why it wasn't a big surprise for you, but it was a surprise. It maybe was a surprise, and it maybe also was a surprise how much it hurt you, because you thought you were ready for it, and like it turned out that even though you were ready for it, it was still so painful. And you have this within you, like this desire and this readiness to get up, and you want to do it sooner. I feel like you want to be already done with it and over it. You want to be like, okay, yes, this hurt, but like I saw it coming, and what's next? What's next for me in my life? Like, let's move on. And you maybe feel sad that you can't move on, like emotionally. You can't move on as fast as you want because, like, what happened hurt you. And sometimes it frustrates you that your inner child takes so much time to heal. But like when you look at it as your inner child hurting, then you have all the patience all of a sudden, right? Because you understand that like this experience was traumatic, and this is what I want to remind you of, that even though you saw it coming, this experience was traumatic. And give yourself time, it's okay. You don't have this, you know, the lack of time is an illusion. You have all the time in the world, and it resonates with pile number 1. So if you were choosing between pile 1 and pile 2, and if you feel called to listen to pile 1, listen to pile 1, because like we talked about the scarcity of time there too, but it was not the main message. Like the message was different, but like you trust yourself. If you feel called, listen to pile number 1 too. So this is what you're going through. It's hard. I'm sorry this is happening to you, but like you're already on the other side, and you're already looking for something that will help you to get up. And you already are recovering, and like you know that too. And basically this card is to help you to clarify if you chose the right pile for yourself. But like this is where you are. And the card number 2 will help us understand, like the next question was, what are you forgetting? Like when you're leaving this drama, you're forgetting something. What are you forgetting? Let's see. You're forgetting that like it all started with love, and what you were doing and what you are doing was from the place of love. And your intentions maybe in the beginning of that journey, of that traumatic experience that you saw coming, you like you wanted it, you know. I'm not saying that like you wanted it and this is why you caused it and it's your fault. I'm saying that you had this intention to be all about love and give yourself love and spread love, you know, and be the teacher of love and self-love. And you're forgetting that. You're forgetting that love is in the air, you know. You're forgetting that what you're going through right now is teaching others. Like you're teaching others with the help of your own example of how to be a leader for yourself and to lead from the place of love. I wanted to say to lead from the place of love and light, because like you're going up, you're going forward, you still like it wasn't a setback, it wasn't something that you know stopped you from going, from chasing your dreams. It wasn't something that that was a setback. You're still on your path, and this was the part of your path. And I want to pull a clarifying card to give us more information about this, like about this loving perspective and perspective of leader. What are you forgetting while you're living and relieving, not relieving, while you're living and healing from this traumatic experience that happened, that felt like betrayal deep inside and like hurt your feelings? What are you forgetting? You're forgetting that you're giving birth to something beautiful, and that by healing from this, you're also healing the collective from this. And like you're doing something that is new for your whole line, your whole, not generation. What am I trying to say? Your family? I forgot the word in English, but like your, for many generations in your family, like you're doing something new. You're choosing yourself over the circumstances, and celebrate that. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate what you've just been through, because you've been through this because you set the intentions to heal this part. And you are going through this, you've gone through this because you had this power. And it's so important. I was doing this card reading for myself, this channeling session for myself the other day, and the message I received was about that. Like, I felt it and I want to share it with you. I want you to feel it too. That, like, accept the fact that you're so freaking powerful. I want to say so fucking powerful. Accept the fact that you're so fucking powerful, that what you're going through right now, and you saw it coming, and you know how to heal, and you know how to get up and keep going, from this. Like, the generations before you couldn't stand this pain. And it felt so painful for them that maybe they wanted the same thing that you wanted, but they didn't have the guts to do it, And you did, because you're so powerful, and you were born for this. You're ready for this. You were born to make things different, and you're born to be rebellious. Maybe like a lot of people maybe your family members see you as rebellious, and like you were born for this. And the song "Whatever It Takes" started playing in my head, because they also had this line that I was born for this, right? Whatever it takes, 'cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. Listen to the song if it resonates, because like about this situation, the song will make sense to you. And because it was like whatever it takes to live a happy life, whatever it takes to live the life on your terms and to be a leader for yourself. And what you're forgetting is to celebrate you. What you're forgetting is to accept your power. Did I finish that story? I was going to share the story that like I was doing reading for myself, and I heard clearly this message that like I'm so strong, and like it's time for me to accept and to see my strength and to applaud my strength. Because like what I'm going through is so powerful that like very few people in the whole world actually choose to go through this consciously, because they need that that they feel, because they feel that it needs to be healed. You're so powerful. Holy crap. And celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself with people who get it, because you have people like that around you. And talk about this exactly with them, about like not only what you went through, but that you went through it, that you were strong enough to go through it the way you did. And it's so powerful, and you're creating something new for yourself. You're making new choices for yourself. And again, we talked about choices more in pile number one, with people who chose pile number one. So like if you feel called, again, listen to pile number one too. But like this is what you're forgetting. And the third question is just, it's not a question, it's message from the divine, message from your higher self. And before I open that card, I want to say that, like, now I'm looking at the mice cards. That was the identifying card, and it's about generations for me. It's about that, you know, um, a lot of generations before you, all the generations before you, were scared to heal that, because it meant something, that they were scared to start in their life. They were scared to look at clearly. And you're not a mouse anymore. You're not a scary mouse anymore running away from these things because it's not about, like, it doesn't align with your values, and like it stands on your way to your authentic expression and to you living your best life. And you are the first, or one of the first, who said, you know what, I'm not dealing with this anymore, I'm not going through this anymore. No, I'm choosing something new for myself. And this is why the identifying card was mice, I mean. Okay, and let's see what is the message from the divine, message from your higher self. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. You're doing everything right, and you feel what to do next. And you know, this message is also about that you use your intuition to help people, maybe, but maybe you sometimes to forget to use to use your powerful intuition to help yourself. And first and foremost, your gift is, like, you have your gift because it needs to serve you. You need to use it to serve yourself, because you are that powerful that you need it, that kind of assistance, you know. So, like, if you're a channeler, do a channeling session for yourself. If you're a coach, do a coaching session with yourself, to give yourself your own wisdom, to remind yourself of your own wisdom. And maybe first imagine yourself, like, reaching out to your coach, to your teacher, so you would help yourself to focus and describe what you're going through and what you need help with from this perspective. And then put on your coaching shoes, you know, and or cap. What's the right expression? To put on your coaching cap, coaching hat, and give yourself your wisdom, because you know what to do. You, like, the foundation you were seeking, maybe the knowledge that you were seeking, the practices that you were seeking, the values that you were seeking to help yourself get up. You know that it's inside of you. You know what to do. Trust yourself. I want to pull maybe a couple more cards from a different deck, to get more clarity on, like, what is this message from the divine? What is this message from your higher self to help you solve this, to help you heal this situation? I want a couple more cards. I feel like it's this one and one more. Actually, I don't feel like pulling any card anymore. I mean, like, just this one. And it's about that... trust yourself and your desire to break free. This desire to break free is your intuition. It's not sabotage. It's not self-sabotage. It's not rebellious against yourself. It's you wanting something new for yourself. This is how your intuition talks to you. Like, when you feel that your hands are tied, you want to break free. And, like, this is what you're doing this in the first place. You felt like your hands were tied and you wanted for clarity, and you set an intention to free yourself. And this is what happened, and it was painful, but it untied your hands. And now, when you feel like getting back into the old story, you know, the old habits, look at where you again are setting yourself up for failure. Where you again want to find yourself in a situation, not want to find, but like setting yourself up for later finding yourself in a situation where your hands are tied, because like it may be a habitual thing, because like it was your survival mechanism, your coping mechanism for a long time, but it's not anymore. Don't do this to yourself. Choose freedom. And again, I want to say that pile one is probably for you too. Seriously. Again, trust you, trust yourself. But if you feel called, listen to pile number one. Okay, pile number two, this is what I wanted to share with you. And thank you so much for choosing my podcast to help you get clarity on the situation that you wanted to get clarity on. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for spending your time with me. I appreciate you. And I want to remind you that I have a podcast called Joyous to Be, where I do collective readings and just share my wisdom, share my thoughts, share what resonates with me and my stories. So I would be very happy to have you as a listener of that podcast too. And I appreciate you so much. And I will talk to you next time. Bye. And let's go pile number three. Pile number three. I'm so happy to have you here. And your identifying cards, you had two. You had Lily card from the Lenormand deck, Oracle deck, and the Child card, and numbers 30 and 13. I will not read these cards for now, but usually somewhere during the reading it starts making sense to me why what these cards meant, and like they have a message or like an additional message to the reading. But like right now, let's not look at them. And the first thing we are going to look at is what you're going through, what's going on in your life right now. You're starting something new. You're feeling like you're making your life choices like on your own. You feel good about this. You feel collected, more or less, and like you feel like you're starting something that will be, where you will be playing by your own rules. And like I want to say that it may be scary, not even scary, it's worrisome, but it's something where you're honest with yourself. It's something, it's something so authentic. And this is why it makes you feel so much more comfortable than you used to be before. And it's worrisome because it's something new, and because like it feels like full freedom. And before, you maybe used to somehow limit yourself because of something, and now you feel limitless. You feel like what you started is so freeing for you. And this is why you're like at the same time you are a little bit worried, but you're like, bring it on. I'm ready. I want to create this. I want to create this on my own. And I want to create the soup. I want to make the soup on my own. And I know what to put in there. And I will put in there what I decide. And it's this level of self-confidence and freedom that is so good and so delicious. And like, it's a new phase in your life. It's something really cool and really new, where you trust your instincts, you trust yourself, you hear yourself more clearly. And because you gave yourself that freedom, because it's so freeing, because you're not limiting yourself, you allow yourself to hear yourself more clearly and to act on what you hear, to listen to your intuition and implement things faster, because you have a lot less things that are limiting you. And so it's a new creative process where you are not scared to put your hands in the clay and to create something and co-create something with the universe that is completely new, maybe. But new, not in the sense of like you started doing something new, something completely new and different. Maybe it is, but not necessarily. It's more like you feel yourself differently. It's new because the feeling it gives you is new. It's the feeling that I am where I'm supposed to be. This is my place and I know what to do. And like, it's this bold energy that like, I know what I'm doing, bring it on. I am on my path. I am sure, I know for sure. This is a beautiful place to be in. Okay, and like the next message, the next thing that we will look into is going to be about what are you forgetting? What are you forgetting that will maybe help you when you get reminded of it? It will maybe help you, go about it easier, help yourself with it. What you are forgetting is accept help. You're forgetting that there are so many people who want to help you and ask for help. You are not meant to do this alone. You don't have to do this alone. And you actually started this journey because you didn't want to be alone. You didn't want to do it alone. This was the part of your desire. This was the part of your vision, to not do it on your own, to have crowd around you, to have people around you, to have support that you wanted and acceptance that you wanted. And now you are like, it feels like just because of the habit, just because it's your habit, you're doing it, you're trying to do it on your own. You don't have to. What you're forgetting is that there are a lot of people, there are a lot of forces that want to help you. There are a lot of people who want to offer you their help, their support, and it's like, it's different, but it's different kinds of abundance. Abundance of acceptance, abundance of support, abundance of maybe financial support for your business, if it's the business, and you feel like you are already abundant and you have everything that you need and you can do it on your own. But that was not the point. The point was to have this crowd of people supporting you, So yes, of course you can do it on your own, but you didn't wanna. And it's time, and you forgot about it. And this, it's time for you to remember that you wanted to be surrounded by people. And this was part of your vision, and get back to it. And the next thing that we will look into is just a message from your guide, from your spirit team, from your higher self, from the divine. And it's like, I want to say that the message is about that it feels like you again falling into this trap of thinking that you are alone against the whole world. Because you know how to do this alone and you're enjoying this a lot, but it even though you know how to do it, and even though you like doing it, there is this a little piece inside of you that is sabotaging sabotaging your success, because it's this habit of thinking, this thinking pattern that you are alone against the whole world. And because you don't reach out and ask for help and accept support, and because you are out of habit, keep wanting to do this alone, you keep this part of you alive that is feeling like she's alone against the whole world, It's somehow connected. And I want to add some cards. I want to pull some clarifying cards that would help us understand this clear. What is this situation? What does pile number 3 need to know about this? It's interesting because it's like you're in a good place, you're in a creative place, and you need to not forget that you are meant to receive help, and you can ask for help and ask for support, And then the message is like very, I would say it feels very harsh. And I want to know what it's about. Okay, what is it about? Let's see. It's about that it hurts you to do it alone. You don't want to do it alone. There is this part of you that is hurting because you are relying too much on, I can do it myself. I can do it myself. You didn't want to do it yourself. This is what you're forgetting, and this is what is not adding up. Like, this is what, I feel like I just received this feeling that, like, you're starting something that you really wanted to start, and you feel empowered about this. You're finally feeling like you're at your place, I mean, in your place in life. Like, you finally allow yourself to be who you want to be to the fullest, and yet, like, this was not exactly the vision that you had for yourself. It was just the beginning. Like, when you started, you put some seeds into the ground, and like they are growing, and you're seeing already the result, but it's not like, something feels off in this. And this is what it is, because there is this underlying, maybe unconscious program that's running in you, and that's like running your life, ruling your life, that says that you're against the whole world. Like, you need to prove something, and like, it's an illusion. You're already over that. But since you're not asking for help, since you're not adding this part into your life, which was the part of your vision in the beginning, you're hurting yourself. It hurts that you're doing this alone because you wanted the crowd. I don't mean like huge crowd. I mean just people who are like-minded, who will be supporting you on this journey. Relax and wait for, like, you don't have to look for them. You don't have to, I want to say, seek them. You don't have to look for them. You don't have to run around and knock on the doors expecting, like, hoping that somebody would answer. No, relax and just open your energy to help and support, and people will find you. People will approach you because you're on your path, and what you do is so needed by this world. Let it be easy, but let it in. It will be easy if you just let it in, and if you just open your energy for it. Because, when you channeled this vision, people were part of this vision. People around you were part of this vision. And now you want to do this without those people. And this is what feels off in what you're doing now. Because you wanted to be surrounded by people. And it's time for you to remember that. Because the people were the part of your path. And you are resisting that. You're resisting that because now you feel freer than ever, more free than ever to start something new for yourself, And now you feel like, it's just a breath of fresh air. You're finally doing it. And you're so excited about it. And it's so amazing. And you are falling into this old habit of doing it yourself, because, like, this is how it was done before by you. But part of this vision that you dreamt about, and that you're moving closer and closer to, part of this vision were people you wanted to connect with, you wanted to be supported by, you wanted to do life with, and you're not letting them in. Let them in. Start, maybe if you feel cold, like approaching them, but you're scared, start approaching them. And maybe look where people are approaching you and you're scared to say yes. Trust your intuition. Trust your vision. You trusted your vision enough to start walking the walk, to start to put yourself on this path and start walking it. And then, like, keep trusting it now, because it will bring to you everything that you need, and it's already bringing you everything that you need. Be open to it. Envision yourself opening up to it. Manifest those people. Maybe journal about this and describe the people that originally were in your vision, who they were, how they supported you, what they were about, what your relationship with them were about, and then start opening to them, because these will be the relationship of a different quality, relationships of different quality, better, juicier, more delicious. It's not about like you trying to prove yourself to them again. No, it's a new path, the path you wanted, and the people there will be different. Like the quality of the relationships will be different. But just trust your path. Open yourself to it, because those people were part of this path. And this is such a beautiful message. I don't get why we have Lilith and the child. Why do we have Lilith and the child as our identifying cards? Can you please, our spirit team, our higher selves, can you please connect the dots for us? Why Lilith and why the child? Why Lilith and why the child? Okay, let's see. The lilies. The lilies. Why the lilies? It's filling your cup. Lilies are about filling your cup with something beautiful, with something like this path that you chose for yourself is so delicious. It smells nice. It's so freeing and beautiful and like elevating, exhilarating, exciting for you. And like the whole path, like what you chose to do for yourself is filling your cup. This is why we had lilies. And a child, I pulled 3 cards as like to explain. A child is on this path. Your inner child is safe. It feels safe. It feels like peace. It feels like inner peace. It feels like freedom finally. Freedom to create. It maybe what you started doing, like the new path that you chose for yourself, is what you dreamt about your whole life. Maybe it's leading you there to the vision of yourself that you had from childhood. Maybe you remember some, feelings that you had when you were a child of what you meant to do in this life. And maybe you were finding resonance with what you felt attracted to and people you were attracted to as a child. Sometimes we feel attracted to some celebrities because we see something in them that resonates with us. And the path that you are on now is about that. Trust it. Like, even if you don't see it now, maybe you will see it then. It's your path. And like, you're creating something new. You're creating a new world. You are a part of this new world. And you can trust, you are setting yourself free. And you're making your inner child so happy by finally choosing you, by finally choosing to trust you. But this inner peace, this peaceful state of your inner child is also about being supported by the right people. And now all the path for those amazing new people that you dreamt about are open. Like, all the paths in your life are open for those people. Like, the final thing that should be open for you to receive them and their support is your heart. Doors to your heart are still closed because you're scared. And it's time for you to open up for a new relationship, the relationship of new quality, of better quality. And this is what I want to leave you with, pile number 3. Thank you so much for choosing my podcast, for spending time with me, for choosing my podcast to help you clarify something for yourself and to understand your situation better. I want to remind you that I have another podcast called Joyous to Be. I do collective readings there, and I just share my stories, my wisdom, my channeled messages, and I will be so happy. It would be an honor for me to have you as a listener on that podcast too. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. And I will talk to you next time. Kisses.